Hi students, today we are going to learn about a very special organ in our body that helps to recognize the taste of the food as well as its texture. Can you guess it? Yes, it is your tongue. Yes, our tongue is a muscular organ that present in the buccal cavity. That means in our oral cavity. As our tongue helps to chew the food properly and also helps to swallow it. And next, it also helps to speak and it is acting like a natural toothbrush to clean your teeth. As we discussed that the tongue helps to recognize the taste of the food. Okay, let us see what is the mechanism that involved to recognize the taste by our tongue. Generally, the tongue is present in the oral cavity. It is a muscular organ as it is made up of skeletal muscles. That means voluntary muscles. If you observe the upper surface of the tongue, it is having some small projections that are coming from the tongue. They are looking like a roughened surface. Usually, they are called as tongue papillae. On this papillae, we can see the taste buds. Actually, so many types of papillae are there. Let us see about the papillae that present in your tongue. There are 4 kinds of papillae. Papillae means, earlier I said that the tiny projections from the tongue is called as papillae. There are 4 types. The first one is circumvallate papillae. Usually, these circumvallate papillae are in 8 to 12 in number. They are present at the base of the tongue. They are having almost 100 taste buds in them. And next, we can observe filiform papillae. These filiform papillae are looking like a flakes, hardened or roughened flakes. They are more in number than the circumvallate papillae, but we can't find any taste buds in the filiform papillae. Even though they are not having taste buds, they can recognize the texture of the food. But taste is not identified by the filiform papillae because they are not having any taste buds. Next one, fungiform papillae. These are also looking like a fungus shape having a round headed papillae. These are present less in number than filiform papillae. Usually these filiform papillae are present at the tip of the tongue. Tip of the tongue means anterior part of the tongue having numerous number of fungiform papillae. These fungiform papillae having 4 to 5 taste buds. These taste buds helps to recognize the taste. The last one is folate papillae. This papillae usually present at the border of the tongue. At right border, left border. At the edges of the tongue, we can find some ridges at the base. Here, these are having, we can find only 4 to 5 taste buds. These taste buds mostly degenerate during the childhood only. So, these number of papillae are present in the tongue. They are bearing taste buds except filiform papillae. And remaining R helps to recognize the taste of the food. Now let us see how we detect the taste of the food material. We are having taste buds. These taste buds are present on the papillae of the tongue. Earlierly I said about different types of papillae. Those papillae are having taste buds and these taste buds are a type of chemoreceptors. As we are having olfactory receptors in the nose, these are also a type of chemoreceptor. They are present on the tongue. Especially these chemoreceptors are present on the taste buds. Let's see, we also call these taste buds as a gustatory receptors. Let's see what is present in this taste bud. How the taste buds working. Before that, let us see what is present in the taste buds. If we observe the cross section of a taste bud, we can observe 3 types of cells. The first one is called as gustatory receptor and another one supporting cell and third one is basal cells. Gustatory receptors having nerve fibers or microvilli, they are present at the end of the cell. They help to recognize the chemical that have been contacted with the microvilli. And then they can convert the chemical responses into nerve impulses and send them to the brain through a nerve fiber. Next, supporting cells. These are peripheral to the gustatory receptor. They help in the supporting of the gustatory receptor. And next one is basal cells. Basal cells helps to produce new receptor cells. That means new gustatory receptors and repair them. That's about the cross section of the taste bud. If we observe the upper part of the tongue, we can see different tiny projections. We call them as a papillae. These papillae are different types. Here circumvallate papillae, bigger in size, and fungiform papillae, and so many numerous filiform papillae. Let us see the cross section of these papillae. Here in the cross section, we can observe the papillae like this, filiform and also fungiform. The cross section clearly shows that the location of the taste buds inside the papillae, and these taste buds are connected with nerve cell, and this nerve fiber continues and makes a bundle of nerves and reaches to the brain for the sensation of taste. Here another type of papillae, it is showing the taste buds having the nerve fibers, and all these nerve fibers are connected to the brain, and in the brain a particular area that helps to perceive the sensation of taste. As we discussed that the tongue is muscular organ, it is made up of skeletal muscles. That means voluntary muscles. We can also name it as a stripped or striated muscles. Here we need to observe something, that is, we can't find the taste of the food when the food is too hot or too cold. It should be at a moderate temperature. Then the tongue need to be pressed against the palate. Then only we can identify the taste perfectly. And next, the food material must dissolve in the saliva, or it must be in a liquid form. Then these chemicals can enter into the taste bud through a taste pore that present on the taste bud, and they will send through a nerve fiber to the brain. There, at a special region in the brain, perceive the taste of the food material. These gustatory receptors and olfactory receptors both are chemoreceptors, as they recognize the chemicals. Here, olfactory receptors recognize the chemicals that present in the air, but gustatory receptors recognize the chemicals that present in the food. But here, one thing we need to note, that both these senses need to be worked in a coordinated manner. That means they are having a type of relationship that if the olfactory senses are not working properly, we cannot find the taste of the food properly. The best example, that is, during the cold, we can't find the taste of the food properly. We will complain that the taste of the food is poor, because these olfactory senses during the cold, it is masked by the mucus, so it can't sense the smell. If there is no proper smell, there is no taste of the food. For example, onion. The taste of the onion is not a flavor, but it is a strong odor. This strong odor masks the taste. Primarily, the taste having 4 types of dimensions. That is, we know that sweet, bitter, sour and salty. In Telugu, we call it as a Shadruchulu. Along with the 4 senses like sweet, salty, bitter, sour, the 5th taste we call it as a umami. It is a Japanese word. The meaning for the umami is yummy. We can find the yummy taste in the highly proteinaceous food. For the 5 tastes, in our tongue, different regions are allotted. These regions are specially recognize the different taste. For the salt, for the sweet, for the sour, for the bitter. And these areas are having contact with particular taste. These taste is converted into nerve impulses and they will reach to the brain and the taste is perceived. We should note that the strong odors may mask the taste of the food, and During the cold, we will suffer with a condition, it is called as hypogeusia. Hypogeusia means reduction in the sensitivity of the taste. Hypergeusia, that means there is a increased sensitivity of the taste.